sellout. When they refer to you as a sellout, they're saying that you're someone who betrays a cause. You're someone who sells out a secret. You are someone who does not conform to what is demanded of a group. This is a poem that focuses on an African male who smiles at the compliments given to him by his white master. He wears gold-plated glasses and one word from his master, and he trembles. He's also dressed in a suit. He stoops low to his master when they give him orders, which he has to execute. The tone changes when the speaker pities the African brother because the memory he has about his culture has faded away. He does not even know where he comes from because he has abandoned and severed his roots with his ancestry and his cultural background. He claims to be a civilized man, yet he has abandoned his grandmother's herd, which has become dilapidated. He warns that he will grow old, and the compliments will no longer come because he is of no use to his white masters anymore. Then he will be left with no other choice but to return to Africa, where he could be a total stranger. The line says, "You will tread the African earth, bitter and red. His steps will be weak and unwelcomed. He will know nothing but loneliness and misery." And the line that carries it says, "Alone here, alone, how all alone I feel." This is a poem that brings out the elements of negritude and celebrates the beauty of Africa and its culture. The poet castigates the persona who has embraced a foreign way of life through his dressing and behavior and abandoned the way of life that identifies him as a person. He dresses in Western style and has neglected to take care of the ones back home, despite him possessing wealth. He has also cut all ties with his roots. The character can be considered a betrayer, especially as he smiles when a nice compliment is given to him by his white master. Ironically, he can never be a white man because he will always remain a stooge. When the white man will have no need of him anymore, he will be neglected and rejected. When he reaches that point, his only refuge will be to return to Africa, where he will be a total stranger. The earth and his ancestors will not welcome him, and he will be condemned to lead a life of loneliness, rejection, and misery. The speaker's criticism also goes with the brother's materialistic lifestyle as seen in his gold-trimmed glasses and silk-lined tuxedo. All the money he earns is spent on expensive clothes which he uses to show off. He believes that wearing eyeglasses is a mark of civilization. He is completely westernized, assimilated, and the poet's sarcasm falls on him when he says, "We pity you," because he will remain a slave to the West. In addition, he has neglected his grandmother's hut, which is in an abandoned state, and the beautiful sunlight shines on it. This means that he does not take care of things back home, despite the wealth that he possesses. He has been busy chasing shadows in the West while neglecting treasures back home. Lastly, the poet warns him that he will receive empty words and he will have no choice but to return to the place that he had neglected. Upon his return to Africa, he will meet a harsh welcome reserved for him by his ancestors, and his life will be miserable and lonely. This is a direct attack on assimilation, which can be considered a form of mental slavery. The poem is about deracination from one's culture, materialism, neglect, loneliness. The poet uses imagery such as gold-trimmed glasses and silk-like tuxedo to highlight the extravagant lifestyle of the African brother abroad and assimilation into a foreign culture. The brother in the poem represents many Africans who have been brainwashed to believe that they can be white and they abandon the African way of life, especially when they are educated. The image of his grandmother's hut, which is bowing because of age and neglect, is symbolic of the rich African culture to which the brainwashed brother must return to. Ironically, the brother will never be accepted as a white man, and they will abandon him when they have no use of him anymore. He will return to Africa, which he has neglected all his life, a broken and miserable man. This is a poem that tells Africans that we must be proud of who we are, and we must be proud of the culture to which we belong. We must not embrace the white man's culture, which has nothing to offer to us and does not give us an African personality. Because the white man only uses Africans, and when they are done using you, they will abandon and neglect you. But Mother Africa is always there to receive us, even when we have neglected it. Remember, when we neglect where we come from, even our ancestors turn their back, and the earth will make life very miserable for us when we return.